Hello, I'm going to do the Capricorn and Sagittarius love reading. And this may or may not resonate with you. If it does, take what does. If it does not, leave what does not. We have let your friends help you, ask and accept support from others, and that is crossed by getting to know each other. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. But I feel like maybe you're not able to reveal that. Maybe you're not able to let that go. Maybe you're not, maybe the two of you just are not connecting on a deeper level. Maybe it's kind of staying on the surface. Maybe it's about spending some time to get to know each other, you know, to learn, you know, to learn about each other, to feel safe, and to let those walls down. Maybe you both have walls up. Maybe you both have some things that you're hanging on to, or some energies that you're projecting into the relationship onto the other person. Okay, Six of Pentacles, sharing, discussing, leaving that line of communication open, having hope. Okay, bringing change in, taking control of the situation to make things happen, letting go of those things that you need to let go of. Reconnecting maybe that friendship. Maybe when you first met that you felt that closeness. Like maybe you're wondering about, how are we going to get back to that? I feel like that person was my best friend, but now I'm feeling this disconnect. I'm feeling like it's not balanced anymore. Ready to take on some positive changes, ready to shake things up. Maybe you have to shake things up a little bit, and you know, maybe you have to go out of your own comfort zone and your own, you know, and you have to say, hey, I need to let some of my walls down so that I can have this stronger connection with this person, because I feel like there is a connection between the two of you. I feel that there is one, that maybe it's kind of, you know, lost its spark a little bit. And or maybe it's kind of the two of you, one or both of you, have kind of reached this wall where you're like, okay, this is as far as I go. I don't get any deeper into a relationship than this, because I'm afraid to let my walls down. And so that's where that kind of blockage is. And maybe it's about, you know, talking with your friends, not telling them everything, but sometimes people can have a different point of view and they see things differently, or they see things that's going on maybe with you or the other person, and they can kind of tell you, hey, you know what, you know, maybe they have some help for you. I also like the book, The 5 Love Languages, because I feel like that's a good starter. That's a good conversation piece, because that is about what are those things that are important to you. They have kind of the 5 languages, and it's words of affirmation, quality time, physical touch, acts of service, receiving gifts. And it's about what is that order for you? What are those things that you like the most? And figuring those things out, and then figuring out what your partner, what is their order, and then comparing those lists, and seeing, okay, well, if my partner's is words of affirmations, am I telling my partner, hey, you're doing a great job? Am I telling my partner positive words of affirmation to help, because that makes them feel good? You know, am I doing that for my partner? And if yours is acts of service, you know, say, you know, you like, it's important to you to have someone help you with things maybe around the house. And is your partner doing those things? Because that's what makes you feel safe. That's what makes you feel secure. Those are things that are important to you. And if maybe the partner doesn't know that, and they're like, well, I didn't really realize that that was so important to you. And I feel like that's also about getting to know each other. What are those things that are important to you? Does the partner realize that? And are they able to help? Are they able to do those things to show you? And, you know, are you communicating? Are you telling that? You know, 6 of Pentacles. Did you say, you know, if it's acts of service, did you say to your partner, hey, I really like when you ask me and you help me with the dishes, or you help mow the lawn, or you help by going to the grocery store, you know, or whatever that may be. Did you tell that person, or are you just assuming that that person knows? and making sure that those lines of communication are open, because sometimes we just like to assume, well, you should know that because, you know, and the person's like, well, no, I didn't realize that. And not putting that on it, but to have those conversations. All right, we have the Fool, and then we have, which is reversed, and then we have the Knight of Wands. So I feel like the two of you are kind of stuck right here. Like you're trying to move forward, but you're not. You're stuck. You're moving backwards, and like you're just like kind of stuck in this face-to-face type of a thing. You know what I mean? So I feel like this Eight of Wands is, okay, let's move forward. Let's shake things up. Let's get things going. You know, let's get past this. Let's move forward. Let's figure out what are these things that we can do to move fast past this. Definitely, like I was saying, is having that communication. And like I said, I feel like the Moon represents that, you know, well, you should know how I feel. You should know this. You should know that. And maybe that person doesn't, you know, making assumptions about things. But it also could represent the Moon phases, meaning that this is going to take some time for you to feel comfortable enough to talk, you know, to each other about what's going on, but making sure that it's not putting the person on the defense, that it's an open conversation. And that's why I was saying, like, you know, if you have the book and you read that, and that's at least a conversation starter to get things going, to get the conversation going, to have like kind of a base to talk from. And maybe if you each read the book and then you're like, okay, yeah, like this makes a lot of sense, you know, and we can go from there. We have the Seven of Swords. Maybe there's one of you that feels like, one or both of you, that you're walking on eggshells, that you're like, oh, I have to be so careful. I have to, you know, that this is causing some stress or some anxiety within the relationship. Getting ready for those changes, bringing those changes in, but not being overwhelmed with everything. I feel like, you know, the Seven of Cups can be, sometimes you can be overwhelmed with everything, but I feel like there's a calmness with the change that's going on within this relationship. Like there's a calmness that comes to it because the two of you have been able to discuss things and work things out. The Magician, to me, we have the infinity sign, which represents individual empowerment and everlasting love, but I feel like it's also taking things into your own hands, because we have the hands here, and it has all of the suits here, and like taking that all into consideration and figuring out what's going to work for you, making the magic happen, getting to that happy place, feeling happy, feeling excited, feeling that energy, that spark within this relationship again. All right, there may be some things that you have to walk away from, that you're holding on to, whether it's feelings, emotions, frustrations, whatever that may be, but I feel like that's a positive thing. It's almost like he's walking right towards the sun. He's walking away from all of these cups and walking right towards the sun. We have the Eight of Pentacles, and I like that card too, because that is a new way of doing things, a new way of working through this relationship and getting back to that friendship and that partnership that I feel the two of you used to have. Let me see. Can you see the top cards? No? Bring them down some. I never know. I keep adjusting my camera. And I think that I have it right. And then I look at the videos and I'm like, ugh. Sorry about that. There you go. All right. So let's see. That was there. And then these are the two final cards. Finding that balance between each other, finding that balance between getting to know each other, but also not feeling like you're too vulnerable. I really feel like with the Knight of Swords coming through, I feel like it has to, again, do a lot with communication and talking and making sure that those lines of communication are left open between the two of you. And I feel like that's really important to work through things, because I feel like the two of you are a little bit stuck, but that helps you to move forward. Okay, we've got the Chariot, forward energy. I definitely feel that the two of you can work together to move forward to this and not be overwhelmed by things. Because I feel like you're both kind of on the same page with this. Like you both want to get back to that connection that you had, or get back to that happy place, or to move this relationship forward. All right, we have key new beginnings, directions, and adventures. Wait for those ready to let go of the past. And that's definitely that Eight of Cups, letting go of that past, whatever those energies are. And new adventures, new things happening, getting back to that happiness, feeling happy, feeling like you're ready to move forward and have a stronger connection in this relationship. It's all stuff that you have to, it's just thinking about these things, and even if there's just a little part that, clicks for you, or you're like, yeah, I'm going to try that, or I'm going to think about that. Even if it's just that little thing, that little spark that starts it to enable to have this relationship become stronger and closer. Then I feel like I've done my job. All right. Thank you so much for watching. As always, stay positive, stay safe, and I will see you next time.